Hi everyone, Colleen here. I just wanted to show you the curtain card that I've made that we made in our class last month. It's using the Florence paper. Today we're going to be using the Calypso from the new catalogue. We're also going to be using the new thin cuts, which are here, which is called A Bunch of Love, and there's the thin cuts that go with it. I especially love this staying inside. The best thing about this card is the person holding it. I think that's a really lovely saying. So today we'll be making this card. I'll just get started. I just wanted to show you first though that in the new catalogue on page 7 there are the stamp set, and this is another one. This comes from, this set here is for the Florence paper, which is the one I've used for that card, and this is the paper we'll be using today for this card. We'll be using this one here, but it's beautiful, isn't it? I just love it. Anyway, let's get started. First of all, we need a card that is 5.5 by 4 1/4, and I've already cut out some of our pieces. This measures 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. Now our piece for our curtain, I'll turn it over so you can see it better. It measures 9.5 by 2 3/4, and that's the piece we're going to turn into that section there. We're also going to be using the teal shimmer trim onto the card as well. So we'll just get started. First of all, we'll attach this piece here to the top of the card. It'll just fit on like that. If there's any hangover, I'll trim that off in a minute. Now for this piece here, we're going to score it on our school board. Now I have got my instructions. Oh, that'd be right. I find everything and then put something away. Just one moment. Had it hidden under some paper. Now when I make up my packs, I always put instructions in that in, and this is the piece that we're going to be working on. So we're going to be scoring at 2 inches and at 2.5 and at 3.5 and 4, and then again at 5 and 5.5 and 6.5, and then we're going to turn it to the other end and we're going to score it at 1 inch and 1.5 and at 2.5, and that gives us all our even score lines all the way through. So this, it's going to fold back in that direction. So we'll just move our scoreboard out of the way. Now we need to make a, oh dear, excuse me, drop my pencil. We need to make a mark at 1 inch. So just lay it onto your mat or use a ruler. I'll use a ruler for this. We're going to just make a little mark there at 1 inch, and we already have our mark here at 2 inch. So just put a little mark in there because we're going to cut from that point there, our little mark, to that point there, and that will give us our curtain edge. So we'll bring in our trimmer. Now we're going to lay the first mark in the channel and then swing the second mark into the channel. Now I found the best way to cut this is to cut up and then down. If you try and go from a certain point, you can end up damaging the paper, but that way you get a nice clean cut. Right, so I'll put that aside. So that's how it looks. Oh, I think I need a new blade. So we're going to start folding. So our first fold folds backwards on itself, and we're going to try and keep the top edge level all the way across. So So it folds back and folds forward. So you've got like your mountain and your valley folds. If you can try and keep that top edge level up here all the time, it'll give you a nice straight edge across. And down again. Because I wanted a lot more pleats in this than I had found on other cards. So I made a few extra. And I've seen many different ones. Some are really large pleated cards and some are quite small, like this one. Now once you've done that, you need to take your tape runner and just add a little bit of glue onto those little pieces and just stick them down, and that way they won't shift when you go to put the card together. And our last one. And that just sits that all in shape. Now we'll do the same thing backwards. So just add a bit of tape on and stick it down. So just on that the little 1/2 inch line. And it doesn't have to go all the way down. You just want enough just to hold it into place. And that's how that'll look. Now we'll grab our card. And we're going to attach this piece onto here like this. It will overhang slightly. I made it deliberately that way so that we could trim it off, because it might be too wide or too narrow. But I just thought, I didn't want to take any chances. There. So that will just butt up into there. And stick across. Stick that down. So now it's got that nice little bit of a flick like a curtain in it. And where this is too long, we'll just trim this straight off. I'd rather trim off and have it look like that than have it too short and have white showing. So now we're going to take our piece of teal shimmer trim. If I can get it undone. Aha, there it is. And that will just go through the centre, like so. And then we'll just trim that off on this side. This would make a great card for a card buffet. It's not hard to make. And it's very effective looking. Now, while we're here, we will set that aside for a minute, and we will bring in a piece of white cardstock and our ink. Now I'm using the Memento Tuxedo Black. We're going to ink up our lovely bunch of flowers. Stamp that down. Up. Now we're going to use our Happy Birthday, and that'll go just in the centre, like so. And do excuse my squeaky chair, it's in fine form today. And then I use these shin hand markers here. I use Peacock, Tender Pink, what's that one? Cherry Pink, Leaf Green, and that one I think is Golden Yellow. And I just sort of give them a little bit of a flick. I don't do too much colouring in. It's not my forte, I'm not very good at it. And you just add a little bit of colour in like that. And then, do excuse me, we're going to take our thin cut to match it and lay it on. And then I always get a little bit of washi tape once I have it in the right position, like so. And just stick it down like that, and then run that through the Big Shot. But to save time, ta-da! I've already done one. So here it is, and that's just using those colours. Now I'm going to use some 3D foam squares to raise it up onto the card itself. You can see it is a very quick little card. Oh gosh, this chair makes me feel like heifer pants. Anyway, there we are. So we'll just sit that onto the top of the card, like so. We'll take some nice little bit of bling. These are the itty bitty sparkle ones. Oh my gosh, get on there. And we'll just pop those into the middle of our flowers. Okay, so I lost that one. And then down the bottom I'm going to put one of these slightly larger ones down here, and then take two of these little ones either side. Oh come on, it's been hard to get along with. And there you have it. A quick easy little curtain fold card that looks quite effective. I really love it in these colours here. And I hope you like it, and give it a go. And so till next time, keep on creating, and bye for now.